Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cult Movie Tuesdays right here on Night Owl Video. Today I'm talking about Stepford Wives, Sorry for the Glare from 1975, not the awful 2005 remake with Will Ferrell and Nicole Kidman. Do not, under any circumstances, watch that movie, but do watch this. And we will talk all about this: production, cast, critical reception, my thoughts on the film, and all that jazz. So I hope you'll stick around. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed recently. I'm now at like 215, I think, or sorry, 415 subscribers. So thank you to everybody who has recently subscribed. I appreciate your support, and hopefully you will enjoy some of my reviews as I go through this. And let's dive in. So this is the Stepford Wives from 1975. It was directed by Brian Forbes, who was a prolific writer, and he directed quite a few other films that I don't know, which is weird. I don't think it says on the back other movies that he directed, but Brian Forbes is the person's name. This stars Catherine Ross, who was also in The Graduate, The Swarm, which is another terrible movie, but I would actually recommend watching that just because it's so bad, as well as Donnie Darko. This also stars Paula Prentice, who was in Saturday the 14th, Peter Masterson, from The Exorcist, and Nanette Newman, who is in a whole bunch of movies that I also do not know. So, yeah, let's dive into this synopsis of Stepford Wives. So, Joanna Eberhardt, played by Catherine Ross, moves to the quiet town of Stepford with her husband, Peter Masterson, and children. The town seems perfect, maybe a little too perfect. There's something not quite with the suburbs' women. They're vapid, unfathomably devoted to housework, and completely subservient to their husbands. Joanna teams up with another recent transplant, Bobby, played by Paula Prentice. She's amazing in this movie, by the way, to investigate the mystery of the Stepford Wives, and makes some might say, horrific discovery. Without giving it away totally, of course. This movie is 40 years old this year, 50 years, I don't know. It's been around for a long time, so I'm sure I'm not spoiling this for anybody. This is a pretty famous movie as well, a fairly infamous movie, if you will. The film is based on Ira Levin's 1972 novel of the same name, filmed in Connecticut in 1974. The Stepford Wives premiered theatrically in February 1975. It grossed $4 million at the U.S. box office, though it received mixed reviews from critics. Reaction from feminist activists was also divided. At the time of its release, Betty Friedan dismissed it as, quote, a ripoff of the women's movement, unquote, and discouraged women from seeing it, though others such as Gail Green and Eleanor Perry defended the film. After the movie was released, there was a feminist demonstration against it, decrying it as being sexist. Allegedly, one of the protesters hit director Brian Forbes over the head with her umbrella. So yeah, people were pretty worked up over this film. This was the 70s, of course. The Stepford Wives has grown in stature as a cult film over the years, and the term Stepford or Stepford Wife has become a popular science fiction concept. Several sequels to the film were made, as well as a big budget remake in 2004 that used the same title, as I mentioned earlier. Do not watch that. They just basically turned it into a comedy, like they like to do with a lot of stuff from the 70s. Starsky and Hutch, which was a police drama, and they turned that into a comedy. I'm sure there's countless others. The one that really bothered me was Mars. On a side note here, the one that really bothered me was Mars Attacks. Those trading cards were like horrific, like people being melted by aliens and stuff. And the movie's basically just a big comedy. I mean, it has some gore in it, but they mostly turned it into a comedy. And I was just thinking, why? This would have been such a cool horror movie. The same with the remake of Planet of the Apes by Tim Burton. I thought, going into that, I thought, oh, this is going to be so cool and dark. And then I was like, what am I watching here? So the Stepford Wives remake is right in there with those ones. I would highly recommend avoiding it at all costs. Allegedly, Brian De Palma was initially going to direct, but screenwriter William Goldman didn't want him to. That's kind of vague. I don't know why. I didn't do my homework on that point. Some potential cast members also included Diane Keaton as well as Joanna Cassidy, which, I mean, they would have been great picks too. Stepford Wives was Mary Stuart Masterson's first film. Her dad, Peter Masterson, plays her dad in the film as well. You might know her from, I always think of her as Some Kind of Wonderful, when she played the girl that played the drums, and she was so cool in that movie. But yeah, this was her debut. Jordan Peele's social thriller Get Out from 2017, which has become one of the most successful debut movies by a director, was directly influenced by the film The Stepford Wives, allegedly. Director Brian Forbes claimed that he found screenwriter William Goldman very high-handed and rude and reluctant to change anything in the script, which several previous directors had turned down. Goldman, in turn, was infuriated that Forbes rewrote the script extensively, mostly during the shooting. Actress Dee Wallace, who is known for starring in several science fiction and horror films, this was one of her earliest roles, playing Tina Louise's character's maid Nettie. Catherine Ross had become such good friends with Paula Prentice during the shoot that she found that the scene where she stabs Bobby very disturbing. She actually got so anxious during the takes that this was really funny, that director Brian Forbes actually shaved the back of his hand and did the scene in place of her hand. So she just didn't want to do the stabbing. So Brian shaved the back of his hairy mitt and then did the stabbing in the movie. So something to look for when you're rewatching this movie. The Fembots, which were reoccurring villains on television series The $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman, were directly influenced by the Stepford Wives, allegedly. As of 2023, the film has not received a Blu-ray release and remains under the ownership of pharmaceutical conglomerate Bristol Myers Squibb, who were stakeholders in its production company Palomar Pictures, which went defunct after the film's release. So I do believe this is the only way you can get it to this point, unless it's been re-released since I did my research. But surprisingly, this film only has a 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. Roger Ebert gave it a bad, if lukewarm, review, saying the director took it too seriously and that there could have been some Woody Allen-style ironical humor thrown in to fit with the parody of how men view women, which I'm guessing is what the remake attempted to do. I don't know who directed that, but again, don't watch that remake. It seems to have gotten kind of mixed reviews. A lot of critics complaining about the pacing of the film. My thoughts on this film, this is a slow burn. This is your very typical, prototypical 70s sci-fi thriller drama. It's a slow burn. It takes its time to get to where it's going. It's just under 2 hours long. They don't want to let the cat out of the bag too early, so they build up. And you're just watching these Stepford Wives and you're thinking, there's something a little off about them. I don't know what it is. But they keep you going. They keep you going. And I think it's actually very well done as far as pacing goes, because it makes you want to get to the end to see what is the deal with this place. I really like this movie. I've seen this probably, I don't want to say 2 or 3 times in the last 10 years. I didn't see this as a kid, or even as a teenager, or even as a young adult. But I had heard about it for so long. So when I finally got to see it, I was floored. I thought it was really, really good. Yeah, the pacing's, I think is great. It builds the suspense. It keeps you wanting more. The acting was great. Like I said, Paula Prentice was so good in this. Catherine Ross, the two of them, were they teaming up to figure out what's going on here in Stepford. I thought they did a great job. Not to mention Peter Masterson, who I thought was really good too. What else can I say about this? It just had a creepy vibe. It's set in that kind of, I think it's like a New England or something. It's like kind of, there's a lot of room in the scenes. Big street shots, big gorgeous houses, the excess of the 70s, I guess. just, yeah, I don't know, very, very spooky movie. I would highly recommend this movie. Again, I thought the acting, the pacing, just the overall mood of the film, and then of course, I don't want to give away too much, but you know, I mean, I probably gave away some stuff by saying fembots and stuff, but this, like I said, this movie is pretty old, so I don't think I'm blowing it for too many people. So yeah, I don't think this has gotten a Blu-ray release. You can leave comments below if it has, or if there's something on the way. It seems to me this would be a prime candidate for a re-release with a special edition, but who knows? This is, like I said, locked up in that pharmaceutical company, so I guess if they never want to re-release it, then this will probably be the only way you can watch it. This is the 2004 DVD from Paramount. The special features include interviews with Brian Forbes, producer Edward J. Sherrick, and stars Catherine Ross, Paul Prentice, Nanette Newman, and Peter Masterson. It also has the theatrical trailer, radio spots, talent bios. It's presented in 16:9 widescreen, Dolby Digital. Yeah. This has a runtime of 115 minutes, a little longer than I like. I'm usually a fan of a 90-minute movie, but like I said, this one just keeps you going right to the end. It's like you gotta find out what's going on here. This is from 1975. It's in color. It's rated PG in Canada. You can currently watch this for free on YouTube. Sorry, on Tubi and YouTube in Canada as of the recording of this video. So the Tubi, always the reliable Tubi. So go check this movie out. If you love 70s cinema, if you love 70s science fiction cinema, this is such a cool movie. I don't think I'm alone in that, although it did get kind of mixed reviews from the critics, but I think this is a fairly well-loved movie by people who have seen it and fans of the genre. So go check this out. Catherine Ross, Paula Prentice, The Stepford Wives from 1975. That's my thoughts on this film. What did you think about this movie? Leave your feelings in the comments below. Let me know if you liked it or you didn't like it. All that jazz. Love hearing from you. Thank you to everybody who has left comments recently or given me the thumbs up or subscribed. It's amazing. Thank you for the support. And that's it from me for today. So thank you for tuning in, and until next time, I will see you at the video store or at the thrift store or just out and about somewhere, but hopefully I will not find you in some creepy 70s suburb being... well, I don't want to give away the movie. I don't want to give away the end of the movie, but so hopefully something doesn't happen that's bad. Anyway, take good care of yourselves. Take good care of your family. The world is so weird. People are so mad and weird. Just take good care of yourselves, okay, and your loved ones. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.